American and British children that were there.
So I guess you were quite patient with those shy students when they came to your library, because you could identify with how they were feeling.
Oh, right. It was probably good. Probably good that I went through that.
Made you more empathetic.
What do you think this is made of?
I don't know. I think that is very interesting.
A weeping willow.
Well, they've got two chatty people up there. They could be up there for hours.
Is this her granddaughter?
Granddaughter. Mm-hmm.
Oh, isn't she adorable?
She looks like she's got Irish blood.
Well, I think this was really a stroke of luck.
Oh, I think so too. So are you going to eventually try every bed and breakfast in town? That's going to be
I might do
a
that.
project. Once every 6 months, plan a bed and breakfast visit.
Baby book. No, it doesn't. It says brag book.
Grandmother's brag. So your brother lives in Media, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends from my freshman year in college lived in, and they always used to say Media, PA. I don't think they ever said just Media. It was always Media, PA. Does he still carve?
No, he cannot see well enough.
Mm-hmm.
He's really desperate because he can't see. You know, we might try to fix something. He's a good fixer. But he can't see it.
Does he have macular degeneration or what?
That's what his doctor told him.
I remember my Uncle Frank had that. And I was talking to him on the phone one time, and he dropped his pencil.
Oh.
And he couldn't see the pencil to pick it up.
Oh, right.
And he poked around with his hand and finally found the pencil, and he came back on the phone and he said, "Don't let anyone tell you these are the golden years."
Oh. This yawning baby's funny.
Mm-hmm.
This one looks very pensive.
So how do you remember the stories when you learn storytelling? That's one of the things I'm having the hardest time with. One of my friends has a little book, and she just has the first line of every story she knows, and as soon as she reads the first line, she remembers the whole story.
Well, I'd have to really review it. I even the story that everybody in Range School loved the most, I couldn't do that today, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I really couldn't. I'd have to.
How about when you were really in the midst of it, when you were working as a librarian?
I'd have to read everything before I attempted it, you know.
The one I remember the most you doing is the pity-pat, pity-pat, pity-pat.
Right. Right, right. Pit-pat.
Another thing I have a hard time with is understanding what you can tell and what you can't tell as far as trade copyrights.
Oh, well, I'm
Because you're as a librarian, you can tell anything because you're in the
because
library.
you're not being paid for telling.
Right.
Yeah, I think in the library you could. I suppose it's when it. I don't know.
It's too bad there's not a thing in the music industry, they have ASCAP, and you pay a license to this ASCAP, and I think it's American Songwriter something or other. And basically, you pay a fee of $400 a year or whatever, and if you're in a rock band, you can play a song, and it's sort of, that's how you pay the royalties. You're a member of this group. And the storytellers don't have that. So if you don't have the right to tell a story, and I always think some of Oscar Wilde's stories, he has some stories about hunger and poverty. The Little Prince, not the Little Prince, the one about the prince that's a statue on top of the town.
Yeah, now let me think what that is.
I can't remember. It's not the Little Prince. But there's a prince who's a statue on top of the town, and he oversees the whole community, and he sees somebody starving, so he tells a little sparrow on his shoulder to pluck the sapphire out of his eye and bring it to that family. And
Right.
I love that story, and I just think it's trademarked. Could I tell it if I was out getting paid or something?
Maybe.
You did go?